Is this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Look, man.
Dude, please. Is this your homework, Larry?
Just ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Look, Larry, have you ever heard of Vietnam?
Oh, for
You're
Christ's
entering
sake,
a world of
Walter.
pain, son. We know that this is your homework. We know that you stole a car.
And the fucking money.
And the fucking money. And we know that this is your
We're
homework.
gonna cut your dick off, Larry.
You're killing your father, Larry.
I gotta admit, now I'm gonna want the milk steak boiled over hard and a side of your finest jelly beans raw.
That's what the kids call epic fail.
Maybe if touching a nut kills you,
You're supposed to die.
You're here to make coffee metal. We'll make everything metal. Blacker than the blackest black times infinity.
I keep one in the chamber in case you ponder.
Stack the sex ponies. I love Jesus, but I drink a little.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of What the Hell Did You Expect? This is episode number 1 in a collector's series. I'm your host, Kevin Ryan, weighing at 183 pounds tonight, and here is my trusty steed and
I
co-host,
might have tacos when I go home. I'm not quite sure yet.
Colin Suplee.
There are cannibals in my basement. Please don't tell the cannibals where I am.
What's up, man? Are you actually going to have tacos when you go home tonight?
If I could tell you right now that I was gonna go home and make tacos and eat tacos, I would be the fucking jolliest fat man on the planet. But unfortunately, I do not have the capacity to make tacos, so no, it is indeed a sad day.
Indeed. We have a lot of really great stuff to talk to you about tonight. We'll be unraveling a lot of the mental strangeness that sort of just accumulates around the two of us over the next hour of imaginary radio this evening.
Promise it won't be Skyrim this time. No Skyrim, we're done.
there might be a little bit. No promises, though. No promises.
We'll try.
So, yeah, without... Also... Jesus, the equipment in this station. Like, can I just express very quickly, is the phone working
The phone
this week?
still has no dial tone. If you would like to call us, you may not, because the phone is still clipped.
If you would like to call us, you can use my personal cell phone number, which I'm not giving out on the air.
Yes, because all 7 people who are listening to this really want to call you Kevin.
Yeah,
Microphone 3 is still cut at the cord. We are still existing in a squeaky chair environment with maximum radiation. We will die very slowly, perhaps in 80 years, but it's coming.
Yeah. I mean, I remember once going to some gypsy woman who told me that I was cursed, that one day in the future, she didn't know exactly when, but she told me that someday...
Am I talking louder? I'm talking louder. Okay. This is better? Sorry. Hi, Kevin. Your story is wonderful. I'm cutting you off.
You just interrupted my
Yes, I am.
very
Lydia
thrilling
says
story.
get the fuck closer to the mic.
Me?
All of us. I'm talking louder. Is that better? Can you hear me?
Well, don't shout.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is my cock touching the microphone?
Anyway, so this gypsy woman...
Yes, go on about the gypsies.
Tells me that she's going to be doing...
Louder.
Sorry, I just got a text from my dad that there's like 50s dental music in the background. I don't know what the hell that is, but if there really is 50s lounge music in the background, I apologize profusely.
Seriously, we do not endorse dentists or 50s music in any way, shape, or form, and we deeply apologize for having to make your ears suffer through that.
As well as apologizing for the general unprofessionalness of the... I mean, we've just deviated. Like, already, we've gone from the gypsy woman to 50s dental lounge music.
Do you have anything strong to say about 50s dental lounge music? Because that's a story.
Other than it's bad.
I don't know. It sparks a certain sense of nostalgia in my left toe. I think it could be making a resurgence. You know, with with the rap and the Kesha and the Kung Fu Panda going out recently.
I'm sure. Yeah, with all the stuff those kids are listening to these days, it's bound to it's
Yeah.
bound to make a resurgence.
Is that guy is Kanye West? Is he still making music? Does he?
Banye North. Yeah,
the guy who was taken out behind the Grammys and like castrated after he did that thing to Beyonce's hair. What was that?
Yeah. I think he cut off Taylor Swift as she was saying something and said something instead to the effect of Beyonce is better than Taylor Swift.
Oh. We're being really, really 2006 right now.
Yeah.
Let's
Was
move
this
on.
even 2006? I don't even
It could have been
remember when this
2040 and I
was.
wouldn't have been paying attention. Let's move on.
But yeah,
We have some fine things to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Kevin, gypsy women, you like them?
But no, this was all to say that there was a gypsy woman who once told me that I was cursed, that someday in the future, she didn't know when exactly, that I
Yes.
would die. And she said this is actually a really common curse. Like, almost everyone in the world has that curse on them, apparently.
Almost everyone.
Almost every. I mean, I guess there are some people who aren't cursed to die, which is pretty cool, because then, then death isn't a curse for them, then it's just regular.
Regular, ordinary Swedish death time.
Oh my god. I thought we said we wouldn't talk about it, because
Can
there's
we just
nothing
mention
to-
it, please? It's so worth your time.
Yeah,
just like
it
15
is.
seconds. Okay.
It is.
There's this thing on YouTube where this Swede takes these foods and makes them, but acts like a Viking. It's very, very entertaining, and I'm doing a terrible job of selling this right now.
It's epic mealtime, except way better, and you should go watch it. I mean, I would play it right now for you, but honestly, like, playing
No, we don't
it-
have video. Just don't bother.
Yeah, because it is mostly, I mean, a visual experience just by virtue of what they're doing to their food.
Yeah.
And when I say what they're doing to their food, like, literally, they're not just making food.
No, they're Viking it up.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
a special breed of Viking food.
Regular, ordinary Swedish mealtime. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. The videos are like 3 minutes long. It won't cut into your day at all.
Mr. Fox.
Good move, Mr. Fox.
Next time, Mr. Fox.
Moving on. So,
Also, one thing that we talked about a little last week, but didn't completely address to my satisfaction.
to your satisfaction.
Yeah, to my satisfaction is the Sport Olympics, because there's plenty to talk about the Sport Olympics.
Yes,
and-
the Sport Olympics, the twirling
and-
and the jumping has been
and-
really beautiful lately.
And we don't really know. I mean, let's see, an English major and an art major, so we're not really the best versed in our Sport Olympics things. But I learned some interesting stuff. Wait, before we go any further, I think we should just quickly play our Sport Olympics intro song.
We have an intro song?
We have an intro song for the Sport Olympics. Yeah,
Ballin'.
give me a second. Let me pull it up. Yeah, but I was talking with my dad earlier this week about curling, and I learned some interesting things about curling. I actually really like curling. It's it's
Are we
a
gonna play
really
the song or
interesting
what?
sport. We're going to play the song. I have it lined up. I'm just waiting to get the mics.
Play it again,
So-
Sam.
Let the eagles soar.
Yeah, it's just that.
That's
I
our
mean,
intro?
yeah, well, I mean, it's the eagle soaring intro because, America is the land of the eagle and the home of the
America's
deer.
Yes, okay. Lots of moose. All right.
Meese.
Meese? All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Common mistake.
God, Colin. God,
I'm
get on
terrible.
top of it.
I'm always on top of a moose. What are you talking about? Right now, I'm recording this on top of a moose.
Just like Ellendale when he does his turn away.
Wait,
sorry.
what?
Well, no, in the
You,
Hobbit.
Elendil? You mean the? Did you just make a Tolkien joke?
Yes.
I'm so proud of you, Kevin.
Well, of course I made a Tolkien joke. It's the guy on the moose in The Hobbit.
That's Thranduil.
Oh, Thranduil.
The guy, Legolas's
Yeah.
dad. Thranduil. Yeah.
Galadriel.
Yes,
Yeah.
Galadriel. It's Galadriel. Okay.
Galadriel turns away from Gimli and his dwarven brethren at the not so lonely mountain.
You mean Thorim Hunkenshield?
Throbbin Oakenshield.
Got it.
Throbbin Hunkenshield.
Yes.
Um, but either way, back to the Sport Olympics. um, because the interesting thing with most Sport Olympics athletes is that I mean, they're not professionals, but they're semi-professionals to the point where like if they go to the Sport Olympics, like Michael Phelps, all he does is swim, or someone who goes to the Sport Olympics for skiing. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what they do. Like that's just what they do. But for curling, like curling is a relatively not a lot of people do it, and the sort of people who do it are like 50-year-old Marge and Randy from like the Midwest who live in a Quonset hut, like, or a bungalow that uh that's like on the outskirts of a steel manufacturing town, and like every Saturday at 3 it's like a bowling league basically.
Yeah.
And these are the people who are going to the Olympics.
So ironworkers from the Deer Hunter.
I mean, more or less it's the community, it's the Lutheran church group potluck at curling at the Olympics. It is. And when the Americans win, you'll see, Marge and Randy and their cousin Ed, and they'll be up
Timon
there
and Pumbaa.
and they'll be up there on the podium thinking about good old, Fargo or something.
Fair enough.
This is it's a little bit weird for me to think that the person who could be like pumping my gas as I drive through Hibbing, Minnesota, could also be going to the Sport Olympics for curling.
You don't get paid. Do you get paid to be at the Olympics? I mean,
I don't know if you get paid to be at the Sport Olympics. I'd assume you get paid.
yeah, they must okay, you get in.
Well,
you're
I
like,
mean,
yeah, you get in, and then they pay for like your housing and your food.
well, they
and
pay
stuff
for
like
housing
that.
and food. I think
Like plane tickets, they fly you out, right?
probably. I mean, I'm assuming that a lot of the money comes in through sponsorships. So maybe the Sport Olympics doesn't pay the players, but they pay for their housing and meals and all the equipment and infrastructure and everything
Fair enough.
is taken care of by either the Sport Olympics or sponsors. I mean, I feel like, well, remember how Michael Phelps did the whole Wheaties thing?
You mean where he smoked a bong or did an advertisement?
Well, I mean, I think that's product placement for a few different things at once.
To be perfectly honest with you, I remember that Michael Phelps was the man with dolphin feet. Beyond that, I do not remember his Olympics. I don't even know what year he was in. Was that 28? 2008? 200?
2008.
Numbers are hard.
I think it was 2004, 2008. I know he was in 3 Olympics actually.
3.
Yeah,
Wow,
which
okay.
is a lot because that's 12 years of Sport Olympics.
Yeah. Wait, so if he was practicing keeping up his game for the Olympics, I'm assuming he won all those gold medals in his last round. But what was he doing? Like, he was swimming and eating and
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Beyond that, did he have a job? Was his
No,
parents
he
paying
was
for
just
it? Was
he was just swimming
Did
and
he work like a gasoline
no,
job?
he
or
got
something?
sponsorships because people would be like, "Hey, Michael Phelps, that's a big like household name."
Well, it was, but
Well, yeah, I mean it still is sort of. But hey, Michael Phelps, that's a big name. Let's get him on a Wheaties box. Or hey, Michael
I'm not
Phelps,
even
that's
talking about that. I'm talking about like the 8 years before he actually got all that fame. Assuming that he even did that. I don't know. Can you
Well,
look up a
'cause-
timeline? You have a laptop open in front of you.
Yeah, well, no, see what I think happens for most Sport Olympic athletes is they get in like about when they're 18 or 20,
Yeah.
like around our age. So they're still like either in school or just fresh out of school. And they just suddenly gain all this fame and get all of these sponsorship deals because they're in the Sport Olympics and they're doing really well.
Fair
And
enough.
that's how they sustain themselves as they continue
Alright, cool.
training, I think. Don't quote me on that.
I won't. We're 20 minutes in. Do you want to stop talking about Sport Olympics? We've got
Are we
many other-
already 20 minutes in?
Yes, Kevin, and we have many, many other magical things to talk
Good
about that
goddamn.
Aaron will actually care about.
Yes, because we are doing this only for Aaron.
Well, the recording in the corner is for Aaron because he's the only one who will listen to it after.
Yeah.
Like, we posted this hour-long video of us talking. Who's gonna listen to it?
Yeah.
Aaron, maybe
It'll
Eric.
have like 3 views.
Yeah.
2 of them will be us.
It'll be funny if it gets more views than that pony porn
because
video.
I'm vain enough that I am definitely going to listen to our radio show in the shower tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's assuming I have the thing on YouTube by then.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So
what
do you want
next?
to talk about the political situation here, because that's getting really interesting.
Yeah, let's talk about how the upcoming
also-
communist takedown by
Yeah,
our new
I also
glorious
have
leader.
I
Nathan
also have
Weisberg.
theme music for our political situation, which is slightly Game of Thrones themed. Should I go ahead and play that?
Yeah, if you truly feel that that is necessary.
Ho door, ho da 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 ho door, ho door.
So yeah, Game of Hodor.
We promise that won't be a recurring thing. Please turn it down.
It might be a recurring thing.
It's like, come on, I'm getting tired of it. It's just like Hodor. It's like, oh my god, just shut up.
Either way.
Anyway,
The
Nathan Weisberg for president, Lewis and Clark president.
Yeah, actually though, because well, how to explain the whole political situation here? Basically, Callie, is that her name?
Callie Rice, president of ASLC, is allegedly misappropriating funds and did away with like $50,000 or something of our budget, and people got pissed. So people were like, "Re-election, yeah!" Pitchforks and torches and all that glorious stuff. And now there's being a re-election shenanigans.
Yeah. And one of the candidates is my good friend Nathan Weisberg, who I'm voting for him. Just like, I will put that out there that What the Hell Did You Expect is endorsing Nathan Weisberg for president. He can put that on his endorsements list.
Because we have so much clout behind us already.
I mean,
one episode into our existence.
Well,
Plus a pilot.
one episode and a pilot, Colin. Don't underestimate the power of the pilot.
All right, I won't. Next time I'm on a plane, I'll be like, "Hey guys, you need something? Snacks, Coke, hand job, you know."
Oh dear God! But either way, Nathan Weisberg, this guy, he walks into the Bone with a picket sign, more or less, and he's wearing like a suit and a fedora. By the way, this is the only guy I know who can pull off a fedora.
It's quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Robert Amico, but I think Nathan Weisberg is just about the only guy I know personally who looks good and not douchey in a fedora. But either
It has
way,
something to do with his adorably awkward body language.
probably. But he walks into the Bone and has these 2 petitions. One of them is it's just like the list of signatures you need in order to be approved to be like a presidential candidate. And well, how do you explain his platform?
His platform is the knockdown of all communists on campus. They are the anti-Masonic party, I think?
He's the anti-Masonic party.
They are attempting to bring order, justice, and vigilance to the Lewis and Clark campus by rooting out all threats of red
the
influence.
shadow government too.
Yes,
He's
attempting
toppling
to
the
take
shadow
down
government.
the shadow government and the mysterious black helicopters that continue to soar over our campus on a daily basis.
Yeah, so that's his platform in a nutshell. And then of
It's
course
hilarious.
and of course as he's presenting this to people at the Bone and they're signing his thing to, make him an actual candidate, then he flips over to his second petition, which he introduces by saying, "Oh, and this petition is to cede all power, all like governmental power to the president." Which, of course, is the only sensible thing to do in times of political strife like this is to cede absolutely all powers to the president. It makes sense.
So do you think he's gonna follow through on that? Because
See, that's what I'm
yeah,
wondering.
I don't know where the joke ends. Like, it's funny, it's great. I'm gonna vote for him just because it's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious, and I want to see. I just like giving the middle finger to establishments that I don't like, but it's like how deep is this going to go? Is he like? I mean, he's not actually going to be able to give himself dominant power over the campus. You can't vote for that sort of thing.
Well, I
mean,
don't
you
know.
can, but it's going to be like sometime along the line, the provost and Barry Glassner are going to be like, "No, you can't do that," and they're going to have a Street Fighter battle to see who gets to win the campus, and it's going to be great. But
Yeah.
see how far it goes.
I mean, in the meantime, before that Street Fighter battle, though, I think we can at least look forward to more trolliness from Nathan Weisberg. If not, like, I actually believe that this guy is going to do something effective. I mean, he's shown absolutely no signs of that. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I just feel like someone who doesn't take the politics at like a camp. We have 2,000 people who go here, and there are so many people running for office who are actually taking it really seriously. In all honesty, it's nice to see someone who's not taking it as seriously running for office, who's
Yeah.
just trolling his way through the election process.
And winning. The man got elected to senatorship
Yeah,
on this platform.
yeah. I mean, he's a very new Senate member, and now he's making a run for president. And I mean, he got overwhelming support as a candidate for a senator, and I think that might just continue to carry through as he goes on for president. I don't know though. Who are the other presidential candidates right now?
Musa, I only know that because his face is giant and on the bone posters, and some other people.
I think Callie Rice is running again.
Is she running for re-election? Could she do that?
Well, yeah, she can do that because it's
Like
not.
defending her post kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they're impeaching her. They can't impeach her. It's just that they're running emergency re-elections, and everyone who wants to be a candidate has to get like at least 100 signatures, I think.
Yeah.
So she's running again because she can, and
Yeah.
she wants to, because, you know.
For giving herself a raise. Nice money there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, see, that's the other thing is I have absolutely no idea what the whole alleged misappropriation of funds went to.
None of us do. It wasn't outlined in her rebuttal to the email sent out.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I did digging, I could probably find out, but I honestly don't care.
That's your job, kind listeners. Hail said this.
Unfortunately, our job here is not to inform voters of all the possible options and of who the best person to vote for is. It's just to entertain you. So that's on you, listeners. That's on you. But I think at least if someone held a gun to my head and had to say, and made me say, who do you think is going to win the election right now?
That would be a very, very bizarrely thoughted gunman. I can English. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're very good at English.
There's a reason I dropped the major, Kevin.
It's because too much Christian mysticism just like, oh my god.
That's not all of it, but not
But
gonna name
more or
names.
less. I mean, Marjorie Kemp though, like, is she any better than what we've been reading recently?
Fairly. Do you want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons? Because I really want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Excellent. So, as none of you know, because none of you except Lydia listen to this podcast, live on this campus. The Kevin, I, and some friends from the land of Holmes and elsewhere in the Pamplin Society, we play these games called Dungeons and Dragons, which is a popular tabletop RPG from the 1960s, where you create characters and weave stories, and your dungeon master leads you through epic tales of woe and character building and alignments and rolling d20s, which is a dice with 20 sides.
Yeah.
And
basically it's just a role-playing game with really flexible rules, so you
Very
can
flexible
do
rules.
basically whatever you want.
They're like sport Olympic gymnasts, bending all over the place for your needs.
Oh God.
Anyway, recently our party, which has had some very interesting viewership. We started actually playing as a group last year, but then last semester half the people were gone. I was in Japan, Kevin was in India, and then we had Lydia became the DM in Eric's absence because he and some other people who I will not name are currently in Ireland, and now we have all these campaigns. But currently, our group of weary travelers are in a northern sort of.
We're not weary travelers.
We're pretty
not,
weary.
We're not weary travelers,
How are we not
Colin.
weary?
I'm not a weary. My character isn't a weary traveler.
My character's brain got skull fucked by Cthulhu when he was 40.
Well, that's your character, but I don't see how that would make you weary. That
Spoilers.
Would Spoilers? Spoilers? As if anyone's going to be listening or like spectating our D&D matches.
That's true. Matches.
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 Rounds.
Green text matches.
First match. Go. No.
Would you like to explain Hibernia? Because I don't want to explain Hibernia.
Well, I don't think we even really need to explain Hibernia.
Well, it's just a town. It's like, imagine sort of like Scottish Highlands with a big military town stuck in it. And that's where our characters are. And there's some shenanigans going on. Anyway, the other weekend, we were underground exploring some chambers. Now, I play this sorcerer character who's a little loopy in the head.
A little loopy?
Just a little loopy.
Okay,
His
no.
name is Melchior.
No,
and he
no,
was
no.
an old professor of archaeology back in the day.
I have to interject for just a second here.
Yes.
A little loopy is probably the understatement of the year. This is a
Go on.
This is a character who as we were walking down a hall just randomly decides, I guess I'll lick the wall.
I did not lick the wall, Kevin. I dragged my tongue 50 feet down the wall.
Well, that's basically the same thing.
Kind of.
Well, and what did your character do after you licked the wall, Colin?
Well, somehow I set myself on fire. I don't remember if
You
there
cast flare.
Yeah, but I
at
think there was a
yourself.
reason. Like there was a skeever on my head, which is a large rat, or like cobwebs got on me, and I was like, I am attacked. Lo and behold, I must cast fire to free myself of these evil entrenchments. It made sense at the time.
Yeah, and then you knocked yourself out because you cast fire at yourself, and you have such low hit points that, you knocked yourself out.
I hope these basic RPG conventions are not flying wildly over the heads of our more casual, non-nerdy viewers.
Who are those?
Your mom and dad. Maybe Pesha.
I don't know if Pesha's well.
Pesha, have you ever played D&D?
You can text me. My number is 425-971-3031.
Did you actually just say your phone number on there?
Okay, all of our listeners know my phone number or something.
This is gonna be on YouTube, Kevin.
Oh dear God. Well, it's fine. I'll change.
I can go in and post, whatever that means, and like edit in some sounds of like some like giraffes pooping over the exact numbers of your phone number.
Yeah, I mean, it
'Cause I
doesn't
can
have to
totally
be
do
giraffes
that.
pooping. It can be like hippos farting or something.
Animals pooping to dubstep.
Oh my God.
That was
We're
not nearly as
talking
funny
about-
as I thought it would be.
No, it wasn't
It was
funny at
very
all.
stupid.
Yeah. Also, Anna wants me to let you know that she's also listening. It isn't just Lydia from our D&D campaign.
Oh my God! Hello, Anna. How are the horses? Were they furry?
Don't get her started on horses.
Okay. Yes, you can text us if you know our numbers. Anyway, so Dungeons and Dragons is an interesting thing because there's no dragons anywhere.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know why.
there are dragons. It's just that this campaign is like a combination of The Wire. What's the show with Frank Underwood? The really like House of Cards. That's
Seinfeld?
it. That's Frank Costanza.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
It's like The Wire and House of Cards, and
For those of us who don't watch TV, what do those words mean?
it's part crime drama, part like magic mystery, part it's political intrigue.
Kind of.
It
Oh, that's something I can talk about. So, our characters were investigating on the behalf of the city guard because our friend here, Kevin, who plays a small dwarf named Ben.
small. I'm not small. I'm 4'6". That's big
Fine.
for a dwarf.
A dwarf named Benoit, who is a basically a priest, a magical priest of Saint Cuthbert, which is this patron deity of stuff. What I don't even remember.
Church of Saint Cuthbert. Saint Cuthbert's like the god of retribution. He's like lawful and stuff.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so we were investigating this like these underground shenanigans instigated by our old friend Urag Groshoba, who is one of our friends from like a past campaign, and we ran into this interesting fellow who my good friend Elian and I were like, oh no, what shall we do? And he was very magical and cast magic fires at us and sent hellhounds after us, and he wrote these interesting things that were like, what's the name of the god?
Vecna.
Hail Vecna, god of the flesh. So I decided, wait, in order to lure out this obviously evil god Vecna and his followers, what if I were to create a false cult of Vecna, thus culling people to our inspirational thingy, and thus allowing us to capture the head of this other evil cult of Vecna. No. It's a cult that we would create to lure in and antagonize and capture the members of this other cult that I'm still not convinced actually exists.
Yeah, exactly. There's no evidence that this other cult exists. It's
But the
just
man isn't interested in Vecna. Come on. He had like 5 pages like from The Shining of like all fun and no play makes Jack a dull tyrant or something. But it's like we would lure him out. So my character was like, let's go to the castle guard, the leader of the city.
And also the main figurehead of the religion, Saint Cuthbert, which is like generally pretty lawful. And just for clarification, Vecna's like forbidden, like dark magic juju
God of
shit.
corruption, cannibalism, blood, and stuff like that.
Yeah, just think evil.
Generally, yeah, chaotic evil orcs. So we go up to this lady, Harivald, and who is the castle guard lady commander thing, and we're like, Harivald, it's 4 a.m. when we do this, by the way. We must tell you of our great idea. How about we make a cult directly opposed to your religion in order to lure out these people, all babbling in this nonsense. So she throws us in jail.
Yeah, which was an interesting experience because one of our other players who never shows up, we just have headcanoned that she just got thrown in jail for being drunk.
She was drunk. She tried to climb the castle walls just on her own.
Yes.
She's also a racist. Don't be a racist.
Against elves, which, I mean, it's a
I'm an
little
elf.
excusable. You're a half elf.
I personally associate with my elf side.
You're a half elf with elf leaning tendencies.
Yeah. Well, you've read the rule book. You know how that works.
Well, yeah.
Listeners, you haven't. We're ostracizing you right now.
Who are we ostracizing right now?
Your mom and dad.
Well, they're used to it. Oh, sorry. That
Okay,
didn't
wait.
need to go
I'm
anywhere.
gonna try and guess your parents' names. Don't tell me.
Yes.
Crawford and Nancy.
You got Nancy right. Crawford is my dad's mother's maiden name.
Oh, seriously?
Actually,
so I was
yes.
totally on the dot with the Silence of the Lambs comparison the other night.
Wait, what?
Your dad reminds me of Jack Crawford from Silence of the Lambs. He's the head of the FBI.
No, it's by the way, it's Dave Ryan.
Okay, hi Dave.
Yeah, but Jack Crawford, really?
Yes.
He's played by. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the TV series.
It's not Lawrence Fishburne. It's the other
yeah,
guy.
no, that's why I
Yeah,
laughed.
your
so
dad
hard.
reminds me of Morpheus. Red pill, blue pill, Kevin.
There are moments when I think that comparison isn't actually too far off.
Fair
The
enough.
the Morpheus one. But
Do we want to go back to Dungeons and Dragons and the things we haven't slain yet? Ooh, actually, there is something I do want to talk about. Although I don't know how much interest people will actually have in it because it's about a campaign that hasn't even started yet.
fine.
I'll be quick. So basically, Lydia and I were like, there's a bunch of people who want to play D&D with us who aren't in our campaign, but we can't have them in. What are we going to do? Let's start another campaign in the past, where my character, who's a loony, kooky professor of archaeology and general pants-peeing nut in the future, will play in the past, like those old Indiana Jones skits of rumblin', tumblin', Flash Gordon-y adventure. I think that's the right reference. I'm sorry. So it's like Star Wars, but on Earth. So it's not Star Wars at all.
It's close enough.
Yeah. So we're going to have like all these mages who are under me, and we're going to go exploring and hunting for like magical artifacts. And so it's going to be young, composed Melchior, contrasted with Saturday Night's D&D of old, loony Melchior. Raisins! Game Grumps said that first.
Well, good to give credit where credit is due.
I'm sorry. Also, for those of you who will possibly be watching this online, I do not know who created the beautiful graphic of the naked Skyrim guard swimming in cabbages, but whoever you are, you're a beautiful, beautiful man, and I want to pet your hair.
And also, we don't claim to own any of that.
Or any of the sound clips we use in the show. Or even the studio we're in. Or the computers we own.
Or even the voices we have.
Not at all, because what are our voices but just channels and the reverberations of the farts of Jesus Christ?
What?
Too much Middle English lit.
You've
Let's
been
move
reading
on.
too much Marjorie Kemp, which, like, can we just make a small digression for Middle English literature?
Can we not talk about Middle English? Who
No,
else on the
because-
show has read Middle English literature? No
Well,
one's going to know what we're talking about.
No, well, it doesn't matter, like, because we're not going to talk specifically, like, specifics about Middle English lit. We're just going to, like, complain. Well, this.
Think about your choices.
Also, this show just I was pretty proud of my shitty segues last week, but I think the segues in this show just like blow the shittiness out of the water.
You know what really blows the shittiness out of the water?
What?
The fact that our unaired pilot with Kazaya is still 10 times better than what it is now.
Yeah, maybe.
You can still replace me with her, Kevin. I won't be offended.
I think next week we just should like get our shit together a little bit more before we come in here and pretend to know what we're doing
Our
on the
shit's
imaginary
totally together. We
radio.
talked about Sport Olympics, D&D, and that other thing.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, like, get into. I mean, I'm not saying that we're like playing any characters right now, but at least get into character where we're not totally breaking it and just being like run sheet, But I don't
But
know.
my character is the comic loon that contrasts your stoic, composed professional, Kevin.
I also want to just mention right now that I'm wearing a sport coat, and I feel so like professional and fly. And sitting across from me, Colin is wearing like his vendor swag Blick art T-shirt and a hoodie.
It's my painting gear.
Oh, were you
Studio.
painting today?
No. I just wear my painting gear.
No, because like
I have painting tomorrow.
I
so I'm
thought
just
you
gonna
were
wear these clothes again.
Skyrimming all of today.
No, I worked all afternoon. Dude. I studied for my physics test tomorrow. I can tell you that the gravity of mass equals 1.5 mv cubed times pi.
Really?
No.
Well, it looks like you'll do great on that physics test then.
Yep, gonna rock it.
I don't even
Like
need
a
to wish you
hurricane.
good luck, do I? Because you have everything together, just perfect.
Perfect. Perfectly. I'm just gonna walk in there and Brody's gonna be like, "Oh, Colin, your magnificence is overwhelming. Here, have this A," and then he'll bless me with his great Brody cakes, and I will defy his physics right in front of him, ascend into the air, blessedly take hold of the feet of Jesus Christ and Buddha, and we will engage each other in holy matrimony, and Brody's eyes will bleed with the tears of beauty spawned on him by great Lydia of Cuthbert, heiress of the throne of Lewis and Thrones.
And with that, we move into our official late night segment of What the Hell Did You Expect? Because we're about at the 3/4 mark. So we're going to start to, slip into something a bit more comfortable. Maybe put
Something a little more to your liking.
put on a little smooth music and a little something in a brandy snifter.
Put on a blanket and get toasty, lovelies.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I
Play
guess
the damn song, Kevin.
Fine. Damn it. So welcome to Late Night with Kevin and Colin from What the Hell Did You Expect?
So late night.
Smooth jazz.
My pants are already off.
Oh God. This is actually a good segue into, I know this is a dry topic and it's probably been talked to death.
That's
but-
okay, Kevin. This is late night. We're going to make that topic wet.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh.
So, how was your Valentine?
My Valentine? We're going to talk
Yeah.
about Valentine's Day?
Well, I warned
it
you.
was
I
excellent,
warned you
Mr.
that this
Potter.
topic. I warned you that this topic was going to be really dry, and you underestimated exactly how dry. Like, this is drier than the gin I was drinking alone in the library on Valentine's Day.
You say it like it's some sad caveat of your existence, but
No,
you
actually-
came back and were so satisfied that you went into the library at 11 at night and played Skyrim while drinking alcohol all alone.
Actually, it was really fun. Like, I feel like a little bit of an alcoholic for being like, yeah, I just drank a bunch and played Skyrim alone in the library at night. It was fun.
With the
But-
candlestick. Clue.
But it seriously was like, if you ever want to just feel so right doing something that you regularly wouldn't do, just take your computer, take a metal water bottle where no one will be able to see or smell or hear anything inside of it. Fill it with a little bit of gin, and mosey on down to your closest library. Find a corner, set up your computer to play whatever your favorite video game is, bust out your water bottle full of gin, and just go until the librarian says it's closing in 15 minutes, and you go, okay, I'll be out soon. Be out soon, don't worry.
And then you get up. You get up late at night in the library, darkened with dim shutters up in the ceiling. And the library's like, it's time to go. And you stand and you're like, all right, it's time to go. And you wander out, sort of stumbling, tripping over your shoelaces out onto the street where it's raining and wet like it is in Portland on most days. And you look out and you see the streetlights and you breathe in the fresh, crisp air and you're like, yes, that was a good game of Skyrim. And then you get in your car and you drive back to campus and you sort of almost hit a deer on the way back. And you crawl into bed and you think...
you don't just almost hit a deer. If you have the chance to almost hit a deer, you fucking hit that deer.
Oh, okay. We got a badass over here.
No, I hate deer. Serious. They are such pests. I hate deer. If you have the chance to run a deer over with your car and like not damage your car, just kill the deer. Kill it.
Kevin, we're pissing off our vegans.
How many vegans approximately are listening to our radio show right now? Do you think any of them will be tuning in and well, maybe.
I don't know, but imagine if you're an alien, right? You're
Right.
an all-powerful alien. You're Loki. You're Loki from the Avengers. And you're walking in and you're like, I really hate humans. I'm driving my big Chitauri Bing Bang spaceship down across like Highway 99, and there's all these humans. They're just driving their little shipmobiles, and they think they're so precious with their money and their capitalism and their hoo-ha sex candy. And you're like, I'm just gonna run them over, kill them. And you could turn to Thor, and you're like, hey, bro, kill these motherfuckers. And you're just like,
This show has taken such a weird turn.
how would you feel, Kevin? How would you feel?
Well, see, I would feel bad, but deer are stupid.
Well, humans are stupid when you're a 5,000-year-old god of chaos.
Yeah, but I mean, deer are really stupid. Like, have you?
Perspective, Kevin. Just trying to enlighten you with a little perspective.
But have you ever been like driving down? Well, I'm sure because Vashon has a lot of deer.
Oh God, yes. There's so many deer.
And-
They're annoying, but I don't like murder. It's
Well,
not me, man.
and the whole thing they do where they just sort of stand in front of your car lights as you approach them, and they just go duh, and like, do I move now? Can I
No,
go?
dude, you just honk at them, and they're like ah, and they get off the road.
I'm pretty sure you've blown someone's headphones and or speakers right then.
So I have my laptop in the corner of the room recording this, and I can hear the audio of us talking like a couple seconds later through the headphones, and I just heard myself going ah, and it was quite the punchline. I just thought I'd share with you, lovelies.
Yeah.
There it is again.
It is again. Jesus Christ. This is wonderful. I wish the headphones in this studio actually worked so I could like check the levels and make sure we're both talking and about these I don't even think these headphones are plugged in. Here, let me just check. Let me see if there even is there any sound.
Man.
Okay, start talking. Say something. Talking. That probably would have blown the headphones
Wow.
out if they were
Hello.
working at all.
How are you tonight?
But
are you they're not plugged in.
They're just not plugged.
All the
Hold
headphones are
on.
unplugged. One of the microphones
on.
is cut. The phone is broken.
I'm going to plug in the headphones and see if. Okay, is this working now? No.
Can you hear yourself?
No. Nope, I cannot hear myself.
Well,
Maybe
we've
I
got
just
10
have
minutes
to
left. What
turn the
else do we want
headphones
to
up.
talk about before it goes
Hold
out?
on, I'm trying to fiddle with the controls, which is probably a really stupid idea. I don't even know what I'm doing with these controls.
Stop twiddling on them. You know, I'm actually kind of getting a little lightheaded. I never talk this profusely and this on end, so I can feel the tingliness that I get when I have panic attacks in my fingers that's caused by like, what's the thing? Hyperventilation or something? So we should totally get chips and sriracha afterwards so I can get my blood sugar back.
Yeah, no, we're doing chips and sriracha. I'm still really upset that Maggie's stopped carrying Santitas.
I know. Those chips were wonderful. I mean,
Are wonderful. They're not gone, Colin. Don't talk about them like they're not here. God. They're still, like...
the sooner you accept it, Kevin, the sooner it'll be easy to get over.
But seriously...
Achingly relevant. Moving on.
Too relevant. Too real.
Too real, man.
But, like, those chips, especially freshman year, like, when we lived in Platt West, which is, like, right across the street from Maggie's, it was just so satisfying to, like, open up the bag of chips that I just bought with imaginary money called Flex Points. and open the bottle of sriracha I stole from the cafeteria and just sit down and like power through it in about 5 minutes. I
And
think
we'd play Minecraft, and it would be sweaty and dank, and there'd be mold on our walls, and the desks
my
would be like
God.
at 45-degree
The
angles
weird
and shit,
triangular-
and it would smell like our asses, and it would just
your ass.
yes, my
I'm a
ass.
clean motherfucker. I'm
We've
really
seen
clean.
some of the people that we've lived with, Kevin. I am also a clean motherfucker.
No, that's true. Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason we were put together as roommates, like, the most compatible, like, part of the two of us is that we're both relatively organized and clean.
We're both a bit of neat freaks.
Yeah.
You far beyond I. But
Well, in different ways, though. In different ways.
I lived
Like,
with Aaron, I lived with Natalie, I lived with all these people, and I'm like, wow, guys, pick up your shit.
I mean, I don't quite alphabetize my socks,
You don't?
Well, no.
You don't name each and every individual pair of socks, Kevin?
Well, I name each individual sock,
Oh,
so
wow.
it has its mate. Like the socks that I'm wearing right now are Mary and Joseph. But I mean, see how hard that would be to alphabetize if I had to alphabetize by pair, because then it would be M and J, and then that would be going up against like Noah and whatever Noah's wife's name is.
Why are all your socks Bible socks?
Well, I
Do you
don't
like
really
to keep
know.
your religion where you keep your socks on your feet? Carrying you places, eh, Kevin?
Oh my god.
In your shoes where it stinks.
What is Noah's wife's name, by the way?
I'm just gonna assume it's Bath.
No, Bath is the wife of the Knigget.
Oh my god, okay. So speaking of Noah and floods and that guy from that shitty movie that I won't talk about,
What?
Superman. There's have you seen the trailers for the new Noah's Ark movie?
There's a
Starring
Noah's Ark movie?
Yeah, what's it? It's starring the fuck is his name? He played Javert in that show about singing.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe is Noah, and he was Javert in Les Miserables and Jor-El in the new Superman movie.
Russell Crowe is Noah.
Yeah, and he'll be like, "Hello, God, I am here. You must come and blah blah blah," and I'm Javert.
What? Who thought this was a good idea? I mean, I like Russell Crowe. He's a good actor.
I completely and utterly disagree.
He's a douche of a human being. He's like really not a good human being, but I actually really like his acting. But who the hell, like, he must have a condo payment to make. I don't know what the hell
enough.
is. Why would you?
I don't know,
make
but
him
apparently, if my sources are good, which they never are, the movie has been delayed to some extent because the original version was full of all the badass, awesome mythic beasts, sacrifice, and battle scenes that are in the Old Testament. And then when they had like preview screenings, all of the modern day Christians who were sensitive to that sort of thing were like, "No, change it." And then so now it's going through like edits and
you are
reviews.
so pulling my leg. This doesn't.
No, I'm not pulling your leg. Google it. Fucking Google it. It exists.
There is no way this exists. What's it called?
Noah.
What's it called? I'm going to
Just Noah in all caps with Russell Crowe. I'm not serious. You can watch the trailer after the show. It exists. It's a thing. I saw it in theaters.
Noah movie Russell. Oh my God! It's a thing that exists.
Yeah, I saw it from trailers for Catching
Directed
Fire.
by Darren Aronofsky. Seriously?
Didn't he do Gravity and Black Swan? I think, or is that someone else?
I'm looking that up right now. Well, apparently he went to Harvard.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he did. He did The Fighter.
that's
He did
interesting.
Black Swan.
Ah,
Yeah,
that movie
and-
is so good.
he did The Fountain. Batman. Wait,
Which Batman?
no, sorry. I'm just skimming the Wikipedia article.
And Batman's in the Wikipedia article.
And
of
I
course.
just saw Batman. No, it says after turning down an opportunity to direct an entry in the Batman franchise.
Ah!
Yeah, he didn't do
But-
Batman.
But that would have been so great.
Yeah. Oh my God, that
We should probably put the laptop recording in like the other room next time, so we don't just start laughing at it, because it's kind of funny hearing my voice going.
Yeah, maybe. But the other thing is, like, we don't know what sorts of nefarious characters are going to be coming in and out of the radio station late at night, possibly even stealing the laptop.
Oh no!
So-
Whatever will we do? It's a good thing that my laptop is specifically designed to recognize my fingerprints on its keys, and will shoot anthrax into the eyes of all those who I do not like.
Oh, by the way, I'm just getting information from one of our crack researchers in the field.
Oh my God, my mother is listening. Oh shit! Oh my God!
Colin, contain yourself.
She
It's
just
fine.
texted me. I'm so.
It's fine. My mom is listening too.
But I'm so self-conscious all of a sudden.
Colin, Jesus.
No, she texted me, and I quote, "Nice radio show you've got there."
It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Well, I'm scared.
Well,
Just a bit.
either way, I just got a text from one of our crack researchers in the field, Lydia
Aisha?
Simmons,
Oh, yeah, okay.
who's correcting me on the whole thing about Noah and his wife. She says Noah has attested wives named Emzara and Nama, and his son Shem, and a wife named Sedekatelabab. Sedekatelabab? Something like that.
Is she related to the Thranduil, first son of Arangaril,
First son of Aragorn, son of Galadriel?
wielder of the North Star, Aboer,
Probably.
daughter of Aomer?
Yeah, that. Wait, what franchise is that? The Star Wars franchise?
I think it's Game of Wars.
Oh yeah, that's the one with the laser swords, right?
Yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yeah. And then there's the Bear Man who like turns into a werewolf vampire at night.
Remember that comic I showed you where it was like the guy was like, "Oh, I cannot love you," and the girl was like, "Why?" And the guy was like, "I'm a reverse vampire," and she's like, "Oh, you turn into a man during the full moon?" And he's like, "No," and he sees the full moon and he turns into the moon.
I do remember that, and that is very hilarious.
Should we
Also,
call it? It's 10:59.
Yeah, it's 10:59, and I feel like we need some well-deserved chips and sriracha.
Sunday tradition.
It's a Sunday night tradition, as this radio show is becoming to be. So thank you all for listening
Thank you very
to
much.
our very first recorded episode of What the Hell Did You Expect? We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Same jollies. Don't get them rustled.
Oh my god.
Hi, Aaron. Have fun in Japan.
Yeah, and so, well, in honor of the mindfuck movie that I just watched earlier this week, I think I've got the right thing to play us off. So,
It was called Brazil, by the way.
yeah, which, oh my god, is as Terry Gilliam as a movie can possibly get, which I have mixed feelings about. Either
It was
way.
on the run sheet. Maybe we'll talk about it next time.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I'll end
Well,
up
we could
putting,
do the
like,
thing.
Tree of
Okay,
Life.
so you can watch like there's like 4 movies. No. We'll put that. Okay, well, never mind. We'll talk about movie trilogies, spiritual sequels next time on What the Hell Did You Expect?
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.